Anything can happen on Pawn Stars, from crazy fights to unbelievable bargains. But these are the times things got out of hand. Kicking off with this episode, which is sure to give you quite a jolt.
Hey, how's it going?
The episode just starts with a casual conversation between Rick and an old man. But look what he's got! Yes, my friends, you just laid eyes on an 1884 Colt that was used in the Wyoming Range War, also known as the Johnson County War.
Goes with it.
There's nothing like a good book after a good shooting.
That's what I always say.
And not to forget the book that comes with it. I mean, you've got to keep the rare flock together. Rick, as usual, begins his quiz, asked a whole lot of questions before investing his money into something that a normal person would have bought in a heartbeat.
So how exactly did you get the gun?
My father got this from the great-great-granddaughter of Fred Cote.
Are these many questions ever asked while I go to sell something antique? Maybe. How would I know? I've just gone to the shops to buy something, never to sell anything. But wait, it seems like he practiced it the whole night, answered all the questions like a pro. That man did better than the rest of us would do in our lives. Tough college times. Wait, what did my eyes just witness? Rick narrating the whole Wyoming Range War story.
Basically, large cattle barons feuding with really small cattle ranchers. The small guys were stealing cattle.
It felt like a whole history lesson to me. I must say, Rick does have some insane knowledge about antiques. The way he narrated the whole thing was nothing less than an informative history class. Not gonna lie. Moving further, we see Rick's intelligence as he checked all the details provided on the document just like a professional would.
This is a 45 caliber. This is a 45 caliber. It's a 5.5-inch barrel. That's a 5.5-inch barrel.
With this line, when you throw on a personal story that actually ties a cowboy to a gun, that's the kind of thing collectors love. I can see he clearly knows how to hit the proper note.
But when you throw in a personal story that actually ties a cowboy to a gun, that's the kind of thing collectors love.
Without a second thought, the man quoted $55,000 for the gun. What do you think? Are Rick and the old man on the same page? Well, for you to know that, you have to continue watching.
I'd like 55,000.
55,000?
And obviously, before getting such a huge amount out of his pocket, he wanted a second opinion on the matter, for which he called an expert.
Get someone down here, he'll tell me if it actually belonged to this guy.
To be honest, I really don't get it. How can one identify if it's original or fake by just looking at some words written on a piece of paper? Anyway, who am I to say anything?
What we have here, it's really hard to make that connection.
Some facts were served right there. Like clearly, who else if not Rick would know more than for how much something like that goes in his shop. And you know, Pawn Stars is all about who bargains best to make the most profit. So let's see who gets to cut the cake tonight. And just when he thought things couldn't get crazier, Rick dropped the price and set his bet to $1,500. And all that effort went to waste right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna be able to do that. I think maybe I'll see if I can maybe get some more provenance.
That was pretty obvious. No one would want to sell an antique for this measly amount of money. Definitely not a very profitable deal. And with that deal went flying Rick out of Rick's hands. But in this next episode, this person walks in with a really interesting gun. But how interesting? You're about to find out.
Yeah, it's like something James Bond would wear.
Yeah, right. You just saw that, huh? But that's not out of a James Bond movie. That thing is as real as it gets.
What can I help you with?
I'm here to sell my ring pistol today.
Well, you know how a gun never stays in the shop for long, be it whatever shape or size. But this thing is something I've never seen or even heard of before. Have you ever seen a pistol ring? Boy, you're looking at it right now. This is something definitely worthy of adding to the antique collection list. Come on, you have to agree with me. Everything about this pistol ring is antique, from loading it to the trigger to its hammer. This thing is a killer. Literally. You know what? If I ever went undercover on a mission, I would definitely carry this cute little devil. James Bond, we just found your vibe. And I know Rick would agree with me too. Yeah, that man seems very particular about the price he's going to ask for that dangerous ring.
I'm looking to get $9,000. I'll use it to buy some of the things I collect more often.
I personally would wear that ring everywhere. It's an all-in-one combo, kind of a hidden treasure who can double up like your personal bodyguard. It's unreal how cool this thing is. But hey, did Rick just contradict me?
Wear them just for fashion.
Damn. Rick has got a good sense of humor, not gonna lie. Seriously, getting hit by that mini pistol ring would definitely hurt your ego hard, man.
It's also seriously a gun. I mean, it would really hurt getting shot with this thing.
And oh, I kid you not when I say that the man clearly did his homework right. He literally asked for $9 grand in the blink of an eye. I mean, that piece truly is a showstopper. But that expensive? Damn.
A $9 grand. They're pretty rare.
So what happened is that the deal took an intense turn, and Rick, being the smartest in this show, had to prove it. So before finalizing the deal, he wanted a bit of expert advice. I mean, that's always better than regretting later, right? So let's see what the expert had to say about this antique pistol ring.
The European gunsmiths, they were making all kinds of little weird things. This is the Imperial Protector. Basically,
Looks like this tiny mean machine has taken down quite a few people in the past. So it must cost a bomb. But let's hear it from the expert himself.
for 11.5.
Okay. Thanks, Tony. I really appreciate it.
Whoa, I never expected that. 11.5K? That's crazy. And just look at the size of that thing. That thing is golden for sure. But as you know, Rick plays by his own rules, and I'm curious to know what he has to offer.
I'll give you $3,000 for it.
No, can't do it.
Okay, so Rick is trying to settle the deal for $3 grand. But bro, that's like not even half the price the seller asked. Do you think the man will accept the offer? For someone who knew a great deal about the pistol ring, I don't think this man is gonna budge. But Rick wasn't ready to give up or give in as yet. So do you think they'd both settle on the same grounds? Who do you think is gonna win this round? Well, let me put your anxiety to rest, for here comes the moment you're waiting for.
As amazing as this thing is, I'm sorry, I just can't do it.
And upon a very old-looking TV and DVD player. This is a type of thing that nobody's interested in. The guy thinks he can't be thrown out of the shop, but Seth proves him wrong. A little joke on the angry Karen and her friend just before he sends them out of the pawn shop. Make sure the angry Karen leaves the pawn shop, but she doesn't do so quietly.
Fake earrings. Two sassy black queens strut into the pawn shop, flaunting earrings worth $350. The seller, bewildered, questions their cash craving. They snap back.
How you doing?
Good.
I'm here to pawn these earrings.
Okay.
Honey, our financial drama is an Oscar-winning secret. The seller innocently inquires about the swearing, prompting the girl to unleash a verbal firework.
Trying to get $350 for them.
Why do you need the money?
It's none of your business why I need the money.
As he fumbles to record the chaos, he realizes these queens can turn from pawn shop patrons to drama divas faster than his slowest sale. Talk about a speedy emotional roller coaster.
Why are you swearing at me?
Because you asking me why I'm coming in here to handle my business.
In the midst of the jewelry saga, it's a linguistic roller coaster. The seller's ears are bombarded with jewelry, loan me my money, and a kid-eating crisis.
What does my sign say?
Jewelry and loan. This jewelry, loan me my money. I got to feed my kid.
The drama unfolds faster than a soap opera, leaving him nervously counting non-existent diamonds. Talk about a pawn shop sitcom.
Man, you getting on my nerves, dog.
How'd you get
You
this?
ain't even looked at my
Do you know that these aren't real?
In the sizzling pawn shop showdown, the women insist their earrings are as real as their sass. The seller, sweating in the Lacote, tries to diplomatically handle the diva duo. It's a battle of bling, attitude, and a heat wave, all under the watchful eye of leather-clad thermometers. Comedy gold.
How the you gonna tell me just by looking at my that they not real?
They're not real.
As the Queen of Sass declares her exit, she throws shade like confetti. Insults rain down, targeting the seller's wrinkled-up hair and questionable fashion choices. With a parting shot about a jury and long bow ass, she exits, leaving the pawn shop in stitches and the seller questioning his life choices.
I ain't leaving this till you give me my money. I need my mother dead.
Coloring book. Ashley enters confidently, challenging authority. Seth tries to manage the chaos. Tension rises as they clash, leaving everyone puzzled.
Don't come in here thinking that you know everything in Europe. Like,
I didn't know
you should
anything.
go off and like run back to Hawaii where you bought that shirt.
Unearthed gems, a JFK coloring book from '62, and a Frank Zappa one from '82. Mom's surprise drawer is found. Now, the shop's in for a laugh, unraveling the tale behind these quirky relics.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a John F. Kennedy coloring book from 1962 and a
Laugh out loud scene as the seller confesses to buying a Frank Zappa coloring book at 25, never cracking it open. Now, with 3 daughters in college, it's a hilarious quest for cash. The quirky relics become the center stage for a funny exchange in the pawn shop.
So why do you want to get rid of it since you loved him so much?
well, I have 3 daughters in college and I need money.
The negotiation dance continues as the seller justifies prices, leaving room for haggling. Tension rises comically as the buyer feels snapped at. The shopkeeper offers a research break, declaring, "I'm not in a hurry," in this pawn shop sitcom starring quirky characters.
Okay. Do you want to give me some time to do a little research on this,
You can
or
have all the time you need. I'm not in a hurry.
The plot thickens as Ashley discovers the price coloring book online for $8.75, triggering a hilarious spat.
I didn't say any of that
Can
to
you
you.
read that? $8.75.
So make me an offer.
0.
She hilariously expresses her dismay, accusing the customer of rushing and shoving a phone in her face.
I'm looking at the one that he wanted $50 on, and I pull it off, and it says $8.75.
The bickering ensues, with both claiming they're not married, adding an amusing layer to the pawn shop sitcom.
I have to take him out this way. That's how much he pissed me off.
In the ongoing pawn shop drama, Ashley delivers a sassy retort to the customer, suggesting he adds value nowhere and jokes about returning to Hawaii. The banter continues as another worker calls out Ashley for being rude,
I think you're disgusting and rude. I didn't say any of that
Can
to
you
you.
read that? $8.75.
leading to a comical exchange where Ashley dismisses them to focus on yourself. The workplace comedy unfolds with quirky characters and witty comebacks.
Well, you don't add value to the organization.
I have one. Well, thank you so much. But the next
Okay.
time you send my paycheck, you can tell me how to.
And speaking of flirting, this next customer is on a whole new level. She's got a necklace in her possession, so she's not showing up empty-handed. But here's the twist. She's actually here for Ashley, or something else. Could it be her sneaky way of striking a deal with the pawn shop?
She's got a good personality, and she's so sweet.
Oh, snap. That's the thing, guys. A lot of people pull off scams like this. And let me tell you, the way this woman starts behaving with Ashley is just downright bizarre and idiotic. But hey, let's not waste any more time on the theatrics and get down to business, shall we?
Look that up.
Yeah, I gotta give a price.
I adore.
Now Ashley's starting to feel a bit uneasy with this whole situation. It's not every day you encounter someone acting all creepy when you've never even met them before. And here's the kicker. This woman insists she's been here before. But wait till you hear what the system records actually reveal. And trust me, it's gonna be a shocker.
I look her up in the system.
She's never been here, right?
I can't find her.
Well, well, well. Are we really surprised here? This woman just can't seem to stop flirting with Ashley. But what really concerns him is her dishonesty. And let me tell you, her response to it is nothing short of idiotic, yet undeniably hilarious. We've got ourselves a real comedy act unfolding right in front of our eyes.
So you lied to me?
I do like you.
No, you lied.
Now, I can't help but wonder if she was just playing her cards to seal the deal, or if she genuinely had a thing for Ashley. Either way, she managed to strike a deal, and now she's out of Ashley's hair. Mission accomplished, I suppose. Now back at the pawn shop. And this time, we have a surprise because we've got a whole cast of characters in here today. Check out this lady starting off all cheerful and friendly, saying hi to the folks at the front desk. But out of nowhere, she does a complete 180 and turns ice cold. What's her deal? But guess what? The computer ain't lying, my friends. The receptionist straight up told her that her precious ring is nowhere to be found. And you know what? It's on her. If she really cared about that ring, she should have shown up way sooner to claim it, but she didn't, so tough luck, I guess. She should have just remembered where she left her stuff, but no. Instead, she's going off like some chatty old grandma, non-stop yapping about it. Oh boy, we've got a real character on our hands here. This lady just won't accept any responsibility, I tell ya. Hey lady, newsflash. It's your job to remember, not his. This is where she's really taking the cake and acting like a complete idiot. And get this, she starts pointing fingers at poor Les, blaming him for this whole mix-up. I gotta say, it's giving me secondhand embarrassment. Just look at the unending drama.
Sorry that your grandma's ring exceeded its time limit. You made the mistake and did.
But what we've got next will blow your mind. So it's just another day dealing with annoyed customers. This lady was supposedly waiting for 2 hours, or so she said. But man, isn't she a little too aggressive?
Oh, you don't ignore me. Can I get some help?
Now Ashley jumps in to handle the situation, but this lady won't even let Ashley speak for a single minute. Such a big mouth.
You need some better help up in here. I've been standing here going on almost 2 hours.
This lady just won't quit shouting, and to be honest, Ashley is so done with it. But you won't believe what this customer does next. It's seriously shocking.
Because
He told me. Excuse me.
Seriously, what kind of lady does that? I get that she's mad, but why resort to getting physical when the manager is talking calmly too? Clueless heist hijinks. Well, howdy there, folks. We've got a Lone Ranger in the pawn shop, sipping on his secret drink like he's the king of mystery. Little does he know, he's the star of a hidden camera show. Talk about being clueless and camera shy. Hold your horses. Looks like our man might be plotting some grand heist, doing his best Sherlock impression. He's scouting the joint, probably trying to find the perfect spot for his not-so-genius plan. But wait, he's still in the game. What on earth is he searching for in the pawn shop? Maybe lost treasure for his car keys? The suspense is killing me. Oh dear, he's now at the other counter. This fella is like a headless chicken wandering around without a purpose. Somebody give him a map or a snack at least. Buckle up, folks. Our wannabe detective just upgraded to a full-blown thief. Watch him waltzing around planning the perfect crime, and bingo! He pulls off a smooth exit, leaving the scene like he just won a game of hide-and-seek. Hold your belly laughs, our genius thief is back on camera, sneakily hiding his loot in his trousers. Smooth moves, my friend, smooth moves. And there he goes, strolling out of the pawn shop like he's won the lottery. Thinks he's the mastermind of the century, leaving behind a trail of stolen goods and a whole lot of laughs. What a character. Antique computers.
Have a good day. You man. Wonderful. So much. You too.
Two tech-savvy grandpas strut into a pawn shop, seeking a fortune for antique computers. Instead, they're hit with a vintage rejection.
Bastards, you can't give me a dime for... Oh, man.
When one grandpa clumsily breaks a computer, he pulls a move straight from the sitcom handbook. Accidental comedy at its finest.
Now you could have that. Put it in the...
Oops, one grandpa accidentally smashes a computer, blaming the seller. He theatrically tosses it toward the dumpster, thinking it's a mic drop moment. The seller, the true comedy connoisseur, chuckles at the failed dramatic exit. Here comes the queen of sass. A lady emerges roasting the old hillbillies and offering them an A-grade exit. She declares her reign over Detroit toughness and leaves them pondering a future career in comedy security. Cue laughter. Exit stage left. Ex-couple.
Hello. Hi, how are you? I'm good, how are you? I'm fine. I'm actually looking to pawn these 2 watches.
In a pawn shop, a young couple walked in to sell 2 watches. Ashley, the shop owner, greeted them.
You guys dating, married?
Was engaged, but not anymore.
When she asked about their relationship, the boy explained they used to be engaged, but are now exes because both of them cheated on each other.
Okay, so you want to sell them, correct? Yes. And how much were you looking for?
Despite their turbulent exchange, Ashley inquired about the watch's value.
This one I am not interested in because we don't take this brand. You don't take that brand?
Ashley noticed the watch's flaws, and when the girl mentioned a particular brand, the boy claimed it was fake.
You are more than welcome, to leave that here and we can send it out to get the crystal replaced.
As Ashley attempted to facilitate the watch sale, the ex-couple's argument escalated.
Oh, what's she talking to?
We ain't got all day.
No, you weren't. Shut up.
The situation took an unexpected turn.
You never had no life before me.
I won't.
You never had no life before me.
Girl slapped the boy, turning the pawn shop into a battleground of emotions.
Had no life before me.
Let's go.
Let me go.
Let's go.
Let me go.
The situation escalated post-slap as the boy, fueled by anger, forcefully dragged the girl outside.
I walk outside and the lady comes back for her watches. I wish you luck.
Ashley returned the watches to girl by going toward them and wishes them good luck. Shark costume. A fantastic character, half man, half shark, enters a pawn shop.
Yeah, I'm a professional mascot during the daytime. At night, I'm a dancer.
Claiming to be a daytime mascot and a nighttime dance sensation.
$800, that's all I want.
This guy is so bizarre.
Les, skeptical, questions the shark man about his $900 financial request, leaving the room stunned.
Don't they have those in Halloween costume stores?
Les dismisses an awesome shark costume as a Halloween costume, but Rick takes it on, turning the pawn shop into a makeshift underwater comedy club, despite Ashley's rejects due to an unpleasant odor.
See? It works. $800.
Les, a pawn shop owner, is captivated by a customer who demands $800.
You're missing a speeder.
Oh my God.
But when he reveals his naked self, Les's jaw drops.
Hey, where's Ashley going with the naked guy?
Tom, between amusement and disbelief, Les performs the quickest eviction in pawn shop history, leaving the customer high and dry. Goofball. Our tale kicks off with a grinning goofball strutting into a watch shop. Exuding joy like he just hit the jackpot, our hero, wide-eyed like a kid in a candy store, marvels, "Wow," treating it like a time-traveling marvel. But oh snap, it's tagged that eyeballs another watch, a jaw-dropping $599. His face? Priceless shock. Unfazed, he blurts, "Yes, I want it!" Then comes the knee slapper. He pulls out a crumbled $2 bill. The shopkeeper holds back laughter, educates him. "That's $2,000, sir." You can practically see the gears in the guy's noggin spinning, desperately seeking a way out. "Anyone up for a cash exchange?" he suggests, madness twinkling in his eyes, for a victim of too many cartoons. In a wild finale, our hero with a mischievous grin hurls absurd insults like, "You're chunky with a giraffe-like neck." The bewildered shopkeeper calls in the guard. Enter the guard, booting out the funny guy, leaving the shop in stitches.
Hey, have a good day.
Big Mouth is hungry.
Unexpected drama. Strap in for a wild pawn shop ride. A lady steals the spotlight, but surprise, Mr. Sneaky tiptoes in for a bear hug, sparking unexpected drama. Gasps echo as the leading lady jumps, but it's just a playful fella.
Great day in American jewelry.
Laughter erupts. Who knew a pawn shop could be a comedy club? In this 6-second snippet, the pawn shop transforms into a stage for unexpected antics, surprising and delighting in this unlikely comedy setting.
Great day in American jewelry. What can I say?
In the chaotic shop hustle, a dude flaunts a watch that could fund a small country. The shopkeeper, hungry for a bargain, attempts a haggling dance. But Mr. Watch Wizard wants stacks on stacks.
I came over to sell a beautiful watch. Okay? Tell me a little about it.
Cue the dramatic moment as the shopkeeper grabs him, yelling, "Hold up, time traveler!" Suspense builds as they investigate. Is it legit or a fancy imposter? Get ready for the ticking truth.
So, can you come back in about an hour?
No problem.
Perfect. I'll see you in about an hour. Thank you.
Picture our man playing Sherlock, sneakily starting the girl checking the watch. Instead of screams, laughter erupts. A mischievous symphony until the fun police arrive. An authoritative figure sternly commands, "Stop right there." Giggles turn into awkward coughs. Lesson learned. Messing with the timepiece police is no joke. They keep the watch world in check.
Somebody had it open. You can see how screwed up they made those screws.
Someone did have it open?
You can see.
Do I need to get loud?
What you do that for?
Your punk ass home, bitch! Watch your punk ass home!
You playing my man?
Hey, where that electronics at, man?
Let's see what you
I ran
got.
out of gas in the damn parking lot. It doesn't matter how much it costs, man. I just need $150.
30.
I want my $150, please.
35.
I really don't need nobody. Just gonna be me. Let's go, bro.
Things get heated really quickly.
Hey, nah. This man, get off me. Think I'm playing with y'all?
They got a little bit
Man,
put.
y'all. I want y'all to help me out, man. Turn right.
I can.
In this lively scene, Ashley, a pawn shop dealer, encounters a customer seeking to pawn an item. With a comical twist, the customer explains her predicament. She hilariously demands assistance, unaware of the impossibility of the situation.
Too heavy to carry?
I need the base.
This customer constantly, persistently pleads for help, emphasizing her dilemma. Now, despite her persistence, Ashley can't comply due to the missing base. The tensions begin to rise as the customer insults Ashley, resulting in security intervention.
More pawn shop adventures. But here comes another gem-filled day at Les's pawn shop. Who knows what other surprises await us in the future? Stay tuned, folks, because the adventure at Les's pawn shop is far from over. Hold on to your seats because this next guy is about to unleash some of the rarest goodies on the market, and his collection is off the charts. Honestly, it's a total flex. Like seriously, you gotta take a look at this thing. Now, here's the kicker. Ashley confessed in her shop. Talk about a lucky break, huh? This guy managed to gather all these valuable items from various buys. But wait, it gets even better. He pulls out this kit from Paramount Studios, popping $1,200 for everything.
Hey, you the owner? Check this out, man. I can turn around and pay for that. What's up with that? $25, man. Come on. Man, step your back, man. Step back. Come on, you gonna talk to me? Orderly, I'm speaking English, just say. You get it? I ain't got no receipt, man.
Well, how can I give you another unit, another game, if you don't have it?
Because I bought it from here, man. I bought it right over there.
I will be more than happy to exchange it for you.
The customer's mad because he wants a refund for a game but forgot the receipt. Les tries joking around, but the guy's still upset. Things get a bit funnier as they go back and forth, with the customer threatening to jump the counter. But Les stays cool and sends him off with a witty goodbye.
What, am I supposed to carry it with me? Give me my money back now. I can't have that.
I don't know if we did it. I don't know if he did it. I don't know if he really bought it from us. But because he was so irate, he had to go. We're going to go right here to the refund.
I ain't going over there.
Do you want it? I got...
Get off me, man. You going. You ready? You ready? You going. Get off me, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Les attempts to reason with the customer, offering to exchange the game if he brings the receipt. However, the customer's stubbornness escalates, threatening to leap over the counter, adding to the absurdity of the situation.
I ain't going nowhere. Have a nice day. Have a receipt. You let us
Bring the receipt. Bring the receipt.
I don't like this place. We don't like you either. Man, keep the game. Thank you. Merry Christmas. You got a bad attitude.
As the confrontation reaches its peak, Les decides to escort the customer to the refund department. The customer's resistance continues, resulting in Les ultimately dismissing him with a sarcastic farewell, ending the encounter on a humorous note. He asked for $200, but no, it's not going to be a good deal, and they told him to leave. The man in need got a severe shock and held up the poster thinking. Les again said that they can't pay more than $100, and after some time of quietness, they agreed to the deal. Finally, the happy deal was made.
This is the guy?
Right there.
Here they come again.
Les?
Hi, how are you?
I'm attorney Kyle McQueen.
So there's a man, probably an attorney with two ladies along, coming inside towards Les at a pawn shop. Now, Les knew about it before. He asked for Les, and fortunately, he was at the counter. He asked why they had arrived at the store.
He's retained me to represent her in regard to a ring.
Okay.
My client brought in a $10,000 ring here, and she wants to either collect the remaining money owed to her on the ring or get the ring back. She's got a receipt.
Let me explain to you. This is a counterfeit ticket.
He said that he came here for the ring, which they bought from these ladies for $10,000, but they didn't pay and gave them the receipt. Now, he put up the receipt and showed it to Les and accused them of cheating and stealing from the women and taking their expensive ring. But Les was cool and controlled his anger.
Whoever produced this ticket didn't understand this is the amount of numbers that are here.
Okay.
Number two is state law mandates that we print the law in a 12-point font.
Okay.
This is much smaller.
That is some bull.
It may be bull, but that's the truth.
I don't know how I got mixed up.
There's the game-changing point. Les, after listening to him, explained that he will reveal the truth now by showing the real receipt that they had. He went and came back with real receipts that they've been giving to the customers. There, he spotted major differences. He notified him of the major changes in the receipt that he brought. The man looked rather weak and stunned in response.
Printing wrong or whatever, but this is the ticket he got from here.
He didn't get it from him. He didn't get it from him.
So now we just liars and we just come
I'm
here.
not saying that you are.
So you're trying to send my son a lie.
I wish I had better news for you, but...
That's bull. That's bull.
The numbers don't match up. The paper stock doesn't match up. This is a fake.
Now you side with them. You're not representing us. If I don't get my ring or my money from them, how you gonna get paid?
The attorney turned to the women, but oh my god, they're still accusing Les of having given them the wrong receipt and asking the attorney to take the money from Les. The man, being down on himself as you can see, argued with them. The man showed the evidence to the ladies and told them that they were having the wrong receipt, but they continued to argue.
Ticket, how about that?
No, I don't believe that the store gave you this ticket.
Nah, well, I don't believe you a real attorney. We ain't got it right. This boy, somebody better give me my money.
He's my attorney.
You, him, security.
Have a nice day.
Nah, you got me, bitch.
Sorry, young man.
The ladies started harassing both of them and started using personal attacks. They were all arguing amongst themselves. Pretty crazy. The attorney went back as he can't do anything for the ladies.
How are you?
I'm doing okay.
What can I help you with?
Either trying to get a loan on it or you guys can buy it. Trying to sell it for maybe like $150.
$50.
Why is it $50? The certificate and everything is in there. And the bag costs actually way more than that.
Well, if you can tell, it's actually stained.
Okay.
All through here.
I'm trying to sell it for $150 or get a loan for $75 instead of the $50.
Yeah, I wasn't interested in more than 50.
If you know purses, then you know the.
As our unsuspecting customer strolls into the kitchen at chaos, little does she know what's cooking today. Ashley, patiently bracing herself for another round of absurdity, politely inquires about what the customer's looking to offload. The girl, blissfully unaware of the purse's actual value, confidently suggests a price that's almost a steal.
It costs way more than that.
Okay, but I'm not going to pay you for the amount that you think it's worth because it's stained. This is not one of the newer ones. This is not this season. I know about purses. It was torn. It was stained. It's not even the last season's bag. The thing is old.
But you still willing to buy for $50 though, so if it wasn't worth it.
And now the plot thickens. The lady asserts that if Ashley truly understood purses, she'd gladly accept the offered amount. However, Ashley, standing firm in her claim that the purse is torn and not worth more than $50, creates a hilarious clash of valuation difference.
We even say $50.
So they didn't say it wasn't worth it.
Can I talk to somebody else? I don't want to talk to your pepperoni looking at. Can I get somebody
My pepperoni looking at. Pepperoni ass? I don't even know what that means. She take a look at her own ass?
Can I get somebody else to talk to? It don't even matter. I don't have to talk to you.
And I don't talk to you either, so why don't you go home? Leave
Can
our
I talk to
store.
somebody else? Why do I have to talk to you?
Because
You
I'm the
disrespectful.
manager. I'm disrespectful and you call me a pepperoni ass?
Ugly ass bitch.
F you.
And it's time to cue the drama. Ashley throws out the bold figure of $50, and it hits the customer like a curveball she wasn't ready for. Feeling the heat, our lady teeters on the edge of diplomacy and blurts out the unforgettable line. She labels Ashley a pepperoni ass and decides that she'd rather chat with anyone but her. Talk about spicing up negotiations.
3 males walked into a pawn shop. One of the suspects stood at the door as a lookout while the other 2 suspects walked directly over to the display cases.
So, like, these 3 guys roll into the pawn shop, just casually strolling in. The other 2 guys, they head straight to the fancy display cases. It's all got suspicious vibes. And then, bam! One of them whips out a sledgehammer and starts smashing the glass. Things are starting to get pretty wild.
At some point, a customer from the place is seen leaving calmly while the lookout tells her to hurry up.
The suspects appeared to be wearing heavy-duty gloves in order.
At one moment, a person from the shop strolls out all calm, and someone's keeping an eye on her, urging her to speed up. The people thought to be involved seem to have on these tough gloves, maybe so they don't get any cuts.
Not to get cut while removing the glass from the cases. Both suspects placed the jewelry and many other valuables in the bags.
So when they took off the glass from the cases, both of them put the jewelry and lots of other valuable stuff into bags. After that, they hightailed it out of the store in a black Mercury Marquis.
Case at? Where the case at? Where is it at? Where he put them on?
A guy storms into the pawn shop all worked up and starts shouting about a missing case. He's demanding to know where it is, and he appears to be accusing the staff of removing. The feeling of stress in the air is increasing, and it's obvious that something is wrong.
Do not take games. Take your wise my damage to the way with the kids. I know. You gonna act like I ain't got no sense?
He's accusing us of taking games out of his unit. Look at the ticket. It never said with game.
The atmosphere gets even more intense as the guy accuses the pawn shop of messing with his games. Les, the cool guy at the pawn shop, stands his ground. The customer's getting more agitated, making accusations and even talking about blowing up the place, which is just adding to the chaos.
At that point, man, you can get your arms up off belly and none of your body parts on you, bro.
After all the stress I have, the last thing I need is a customer causing a scene.
Despite the escalating situation, Les stays calm. He tries to talk sense into the upset customer, especially with a big event coming up the next day.
I know how to mother walk. I ain't illiterate because I ain't part of the week. And y'all motherfuckers in my middle and put them games in there. And you wasn't even standing there when I pondered it. Somebody need to blow this place up.
It's time to go, sir.
You ain't gonna get my window. I'm not. Let go. Can I get my week? He'll get it for you, don't worry. You're making a threat like that?
The situation becomes alarming when the upset customer makes a threat to blow up the place. Les, rightfully concerned about the safety of everybody, asks the guy to leave. security becomes a priority, and the customer's demand for his belongings takes a backseat to the potential danger that he's creating. It's a challenging moment for Les, who's just trying to manage the chaos caused by an irate customer.
Another regular day at the pawn shop. People coming and going. Some happy, some not so much. We see as the bodyguard's on alert, and even Seth, the boss, steps out of his office to see what the commotion is all about. Seth steps up and asks the customer to read the sign again. He patiently explains what it actually means. Does our furious customer listen? No way. He's sticking to his guns, dead set on his demands. He even goes back and snatches the sign to show it to the receptionist and Seth. Seriously, what did the plan ever do to you, man? And off he angrily storms away. It's never a dull day around here, is it? This next lady has real poor luck, but it does not excuse her behavior and tickets as proof. But this lady is completely clueless.
I need your ID or the tickets.
He left her high and dry. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. Now Ashley, who overhears the whole thing, initially sympathizes with this poor girl, like all the anger in the world has consumed her. And guess what she does next? Brace yourselves, people. She starts yelling and banging on the glass window, demanding her precious TV. Seriously, that's not how you get things done. Even if someone is trying to help you, no one will tolerate that kind of behavior. Unlike the previous guy who threw a plant, this woman tries not once, not twice, but 3 freaking times to break back into the store. I mean, seriously, woman, get a grip on yourself. This is just embarrassing for everyone involved.
But damn it, we're not your local psychologist neither.
Even the bodyguard has had enough at this point, and he can only imagine what kind of crazy exchange must have taken place. Man, oh man, what a wild scene that must have. Andy walked into the store with a huge-ass vending machine. He believes that his machine is from the 1940s.
Candy? Yes, sir. You know who loves candy, right? This guy.
Well, chum, we know your love for candies. But is this deal as sweet as them? This machine sure has Chum's heart, but Randy doesn't even know if it works, and neither does he have the keys to it. Well, let us look into what Chum thinks about it and whether he thinks it would be worth the cost.
Just taking a look at it, I mean, it looks pretty rough shape. There is a lot of rust on it.
It sure needs a good restoration, but Randy wants $1,000 for it. Man, it already needs so much work to be done. I personally don't think it's worth investing so much, but who am I to suggest? Oh, how the chum had been schooled by experience. A lesson etched deep into the fibers of his being. Scarred by past misjudgments and Rick's scoldings, he now approached each decision with newfound caution. But hold on to your seats, for the words that spilled from the expert's lips were nothing short of astonishing. Get ready to be astonished, for the expert's revelation is nothing short of extraordinary.
Whoa.
Oh boy, right? The guts are missing. So what this needs...
Man, it is empty inside. All the mechanisms are missing. The expert saved Chum's ass today on this one. The expert adds that in this condition, the machine is max $300. Whoa, that was a low blow for Randy, it seems. He cannot believe the price dropped from $1,000 to just $300.
Up and running and painted, obviously.
$4,500.
$4,500. Okay.
Well, this machine is asking too much. Chum noticed it and got the bargain straight from $1,000 to $75, and they just shook hands on $100. But a deal is a deal. Let's see how Chum restored it and made it a good sales machine for his own bars.
Whoa! Holy chum bar!
Check it out, right?
That is freaking awesome.
Whoa, the machine is brand new again. No one can even imagine how it was before. And I know you're thinking no one got furious here. But hey, the video doesn't end here. You see, Rick was not so happy about the sweet gift lying in the garage.
Why are your candy bars in it? That's the gift it keeps on giving, Rick. That thing, you can sell it for $6,500 today, dollars off it every day for the rest of its life.
Rick's fury reaches its boiling point as he directs his anger toward Chum. With intense frustration in his voice, he makes it clear that he's had enough. In a sharp and cutting tone, Rick declares that if anyone wants to get their hands on Chum's chocolate bar, they can simply take a stroll across the parking lot and purchase it directly from the store. No more concessions or accommodations. The message is clear. Rick has drawn a line in the sand, leaving Chum to face the consequences of his actions. It's a harsh ultimatum that hangs heavily in the air, leaving Chum to contemplate the future of their strained relationship. Will Chum take the opportunity to make amends, or will the rift between them widen further? Only time will tell how this explosive situation will unfold. Ah, the timeless dance of irritation between Chum and Rick, an intricate routine that never fails to provoke a symphony of exasperation. As a well-worn melody played on a perpetual loop, Chum's knack for pushing Rick's buttons has become a legendary saga of vexation and amusement. With each encounter, their interactions tread the line between exasperated sighs and affectionate eye rolls, a delicate balance that keeps the audience captivated. The sparks of frustration fly freely, igniting a wild dynamic that has become an integral part of the show's charm. So, dear observer, prepare yourself for yet another chapter in the saga of Chum and Rick's fierce relationship, where irritation and amusement intertwine in a dance that never ceases to entertain. Did you know that Chum's not just passionate about candies, he is passionate about diving as well? You can't even imagine what he buys next. He goes to buy a sailboat! Yes, you heard it right, a full sailboat. Rick was unhappy about the candy machine. You can't even imagine how he's gonna react to this deal.
Give you that.
The weight of anticipation hangs heavy, like a dark cloud looming overhead. In the midst of this suspenseful moment, Rick's anger simmers beneath the surface, ready to erupt like a volcano. The stakes are high, and the consequences of Chum's potential misstep could be dire. Prepare to have your mind blown. Have you ever heard of a street-legal pirate ship? No worries if you haven't, because it was a revelation for me too. Picture this, a captivating vessel that sails through the streets instead of the high seas. This audacious individual is actually selling a pirate ship that doesn't navigate water, but instead driven around during parades and events. The sheer novelty of this concept is enough to make your jaw drop. Can you imagine the spectacle of a fully decked out pirate ship roaming the streets, spreading swashbuckling cheer and captivating onlookers? It's an unconventional twist on the nautical adventure, where imagination takes flight on wheels instead of waves. A fascinating change that challenges traditional boundaries and sparks the imaginations of all who encounter it.
For a ship, you can actually drive 60 miles an hour on the highway. This is awesome.
In a moment of anticipation, Chum captures a picture of the pirate ship and eagerly sends it to Rick, seeking his seal of approval. It's no secret that Chumley's heart is set on acquiring this extraordinary vessel. However, Rick's response reveals a familiar pattern. He doesn't always share Chum's level of enthusiasm. Despite Chumley's unwavering excitement, Rick's support wavers, casting a shadow of doubt over Chum's aspirations. Nevertheless, amidst the uncertainty, Chumley embarks on an unforgettable adventure on the ship, immersing himself in a world of whimsy and joy. The pirate ship becomes a catalyst for moments of pure bliss as Chumley discovers a sense of freedom and exhilaration that he has never experienced before. It's a testament to the power of chasing dreams, even in the face of skepticism. Join Chumley as he embraces the sheer thrill of sailing on that ship, creating memories that will last a lifetime.
If I can make a deal, Rick will think I'm the man.
As the wind tousled Chumley's hair and the weather played its part, a symphony of elements converged to enhance his adoration for the float even further. Each gust of wind whispered its approval as if urging him to embrace the exhilaration that danced in the air. The perfect weather conditions seemed to align, creating an enchanting atmosphere that heightened his connection with the pirate ship. With every passing moment, Chumley's affection for the vessel grew as if it were infused with magical essence. In the midst of it all, Chumley savored the joy and freedom that enveloped him, cherishing the sensation of pure bliss as he sailed through the streets on the ship that had captured his heart. As Chumley eagerly awaits Rick's response, hoping for validation and support, his heart sinks when he reads the crushing words that appear on his screen. Rick's text delivers a blow that pierces Chumley's enthusiasm, leaving his spirit wounded and his dreams deflated. The message, like a dagger to the heart, shatters the joy and optimism Chumley had been clinging to. The heartbreaking reality sets in as he realizes that Rick's words don't align with his own deep-rooted passion for the pirate ship. It's a moment of profound disappointment as Chumley grapples with the stark contrast between his own excitement and Rick's lack of endorsement. Emotions swirl within him, hurt, confusion, and a tinge of resentment.
That's right.
No, I'm not. And you're not going to come in here demanding money from me.
How would you?
Man.
Customers usually go through several stages when they hear that their item's not as valuable as they thought. The first is disbelief, followed by denial, anger, and even assault. In this video, we see a woman who assaults a security guard, another insults and body shames Ashley, and one almost takes a swing at Les. The thing all these people have in common is that they were shocked at the real value of their item.
Yes, ma'am.
I was coming to pawn my ring because I have to pay my rent. It was due a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Why you keep looking at my ring like that is real? I mean, what, you want the studs on my lip or something?
Pawning it. I'm not buying it. You're just pawning it. You want to pawn it?
Keep control of herself.
I don't know what the hell her problem was. I don't give a what her problem was. She's lucky my security staff didn't beat her ass.
There's never a shortage of people who don't know their item is fake. The truth makes this woman explode at Les, but she never stands a chance because Les has backup.
Hi.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Nana.
Nana.
I called up here and I got an estimated price, and they told me that I could get $400 for these.
You called up here and got an estimated price.
Yeah.
Who did you talk to?
Nicole?
Nicole. Over the phone?
Yes, ma'am.
But we don't see them over the phone. She's lying.
Where Nikki at?
Nikki.
Nicole.
Well, which is it, Nicole or Nikki?
Listen, it's real diamonds. All I know is I need my $400.
All right. I'm looking at the diamonds, and I know right off the bat the weight is just not gonna make it. I know I am not gonna be able to help her. I can do 185. No, I'm not, and you're not gonna come in here demanding money from me.
Yes, the I am, because that's what I called for. Nikki! What? No, Nikki! Where this bitch at?
She all of a sudden darted away from me, started screaming for Nikki. It was like a bat out of hell.
Where this...
A customer comes in to pawn her jewelry, but she's not ready for what Ashley has to say about it.
Excuse me.
Nikki!
First of all, you're not gonna scream in my store.
No, first of all, you're not gonna walk up on me either.
This is Nikki, and
they told me that they was gonna give me $400.
Oh, so look at
and
these
now they telling me that I can't get my money and I need this now.
Don't you dare.
That, I need my money right now.
I don't know what this chick was talking about. She was very confused, but I know one thing for certain. Nana needed to go.
You like that?
Well, you disrespected me, my store.
Y'all bitch.
Okay.
Everybody in this mother y'all.
Joe.
Oh, y'all.
Okay, have a good day.
And kiss my ass.
Keep walking. Bye. Nana.
You bitch. Oh, you mother.
Give me a headache.
Nana's smart enough to leave before security throws her out, but she makes sure that she's got the last word.
Hi. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm well. I'm here today. I want to pawn my computer. I'm trying to get my son into a technical high school. I know it's ugly, but it's
No, I didn't say it was ugly. How much you looking to get?
Like $175. Oh, that's not enough. I really wish you could give me like $150.
Have you ever had an impound before?
Yeah, I'm a gold card member.
Get it for you for the same amount that you've had it in for.
What was that? You consider the fact that I've been patronizing this business since '97?
I really appreciate
you're not giving me what I want.
Well, I don't give everybody what they want.
$157.
Are you done?
No, I'm not done.
Okay. Do you want the 100?
No, I don't.
Okay, then goodbye.
This customer walks in with a laptop and a price that just won't cut it. Ashley knows this one's gonna have to go.
What do you mean goodbye?
You can walk out the store.
I can. But am I gonna walk out?
You will.
Who's gonna make me? I want to see somebody make me leave up out of this mother. Not giving me what I want.
I don't give everybody what they want.
$150.
Well, if you had
as
something
a patron that's been patron since '97.
Done?
No, I'm not done. I want to see somebody make me leave up out of this mother.
Are you a lady or are you a child?
I don't give a what I am. And don't think that you won't. Because all I got to do is make a phone call.
You know what?
Wait,
get out.
I'm not
Get
going
out of here. Get out.
Me up. Don't touch me. Do not touch me. Get out of my store now. I've been patronizing this business since '97.
You have an English degree, right?
No, I don't. Y'all.
Despite Ashley's efforts to help her, the woman goes ballistic. Felix, the security guard, escorts the woman out, but she doesn't go quietly.
I was coming in to try to get like $1,500 for this.
Okay.
I'm trying to get my baby daddy out of jail, and I've been really trying to work things out with us. I love him dearly. I was his first phone call, so that lets me know that he loves me.
Huh?
No, not $50. I want $1,500
I'm sorry,
for
I
these.
can't help you with that.
I said.
I don't care what you said.
I said I want $1,500.
I'm not giving you $1,500.
$1,500.
I am not giving you.
To get my man out, okay? I want $1,500. What part of that you ain't understanding?
You need a hug.
No, don't give me no damn hug.
Oh, you need a hug.
I don't want no damn hug. Get off of me.
Put that back.
I don't want no hug from you.
Sure.
I don't want no hug from you. Kiss my ass.
Gave her a hug.
The woman comes in to trade baseball cards. However, the only thing she manages to do was initiate a shouting match with Ashley. This one is put out the door fast.
How are you?
I'm doing okay.
What can I help you with?
Either trying to get a loan on it or you guys can buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to sell it for maybe like $150.
It's $50.
Then you know this It costs way more than this.
Okay, but I'm not going to pay you for the amount that you think it's worth because it's stained. This is not one of the newer ones. This is not this season. I know about purses.
But you still willing to buy for $50 though. So if it wasn't worth, why would you even say $50?
So they didn't say it wasn't worth. Leave
Can
our
I talk to
store.
somebody
Nope.
else? Why do I have to talk to you?
Because
You
I'm the
disrespectful.
manager. I'm disrespectful and you call me a pepperoni ass?
Ugly ass bitch. You're not the owner. The owner is the other man. You must have. How you get here? You your way to the top.
You.
Customers are just shocked when they're told the real value of their item, but this customer's just straight up disrespectful.
How much you want to spend? I got $70. I've seen them from $70 to $80 at other pawn shops. Yeah? With 2 games.
But as long as you'd like.
Does it come with a warranty?
It comes with an as-is warranty.
A PlayStation 3 for $70.
I saw them for $100.
What you gonna do?
Oh no. The PlayStation's really hot stuff at the moment, but the customer who wants one is far from hot. He's mostly just hot-headed.
I ain't been shot already. What? Ain't nothing here. You're just another door guy to me. Yeah.
Throw it down. Throw it on $70.
I ain't. Oh, you don't have it. Have a good day. Have a good day. Hey, what you think? What you mean? What is all that about? What is all that about? No, this is my level. Beat your ass down here. Go. Think you all that? Oh, bitch. Do it right here. And a couple empties in there, buddy. What? You big.
The guy went from shocked to shouting in a heartbeat. Unfortunately for him, the pawn shop doesn't tolerate that nonsense.
They're not real.
What? No, these is real. Look, when you holding up to the light, ding, you hear that? Ding, that's the diamond sound.
Don't you think I would offer you money for them?
No, I know what this is. Why your big ass standing here? What the you want? So you can give me my $300. Whatever, told me my ass haters. Bye.
Have a nice day.
The next customer is a lady with diamonds from her fiance, or so she thinks. Les breaks the bad news to the lady, but she's got a hard time accepting the facts.
Hello.
Hi.
Can I help you?
If I'm trying to pawn this,
35 millimeter, right?
yeah,
How much are you looking for?
just about $30. Got my baby's birthday coming up, and just need a couple of extra dollars to help out. Stuff situated for him.
What do you have planned?
For his birthday,
Mm-hmm.
a birthday party, you know, cake, ice cream.
To try and get money from us. And the kid ratted her out saying, yeah, my birthday's in 2 months. There's a little bit of time you have before then to come back and hopefully have something of value.
And I really would have appreciated any little thing that you could have gave me.
10 years ago.
This is some bull because y'all could have took this camera. You could have gave me $30.
The innocence of a child didn't allow this woman to cash in on her worthless camera. She was pretty shocked her lies didn't work on Seth.
How are you?
How are you today?
Good. What you got?
My bracelet. My baby daddy gave it to me. It would be so mad.
Curtain tiebacks.
What are you telling me?
You know this isn't real.
What do you mean it's not real?
Well, it's a real bracelet.
You know what?
It's a real, listen, okay, fine.
You're
fair enough.
probably
Don't
right.
trip, okay? Don't trip. I'm about to call him right now.
Sometimes people get presents, and sometimes when they get their presents, the people that give it to them tell them a lie.
He said this bracelet costs $500.
It would be more
What are you talking about?
He's lying to you.
Baby, did you give me some fake gold? Did you give me some fake gold? Really? Did you give me fake gold? This ain't love, baby. You said you was gonna marry me one day.
Okay. Have a very nice day. Thank you.
Man, this. What the is you talking about? Have a nice day. I have a nice day when
Okay,
you
then
give me
don't
some
have
nice
a-
service.
Right?
You know what, y'all? I'm about to take it to a real jewelry store that knows something. That's what I'm gonna do.
The amount of men who give their women fake jewelry in Detroit is absolutely crazy. This woman is shocked, betrayed, and angry when she learns the real value of her jewelry.
Hey, I was wondering what you could get me on a loan for the PS3. We're on a mission now.
real mission to get my brother out of jail.
All of a sudden, the cop just stopped us because one of our lights were off in the back of our brake. Bond is $300. I got $150, and now I'm here. Ended up with his brother trying to sell his video game system on his games and the controller. See what we could do with that.
95. Suppose I get to 100 for you.
100, mama.
I can't.
100.
I normally would have given $80 on this game unit. I went $15 over, and that wasn't even good enough. But too bad I couldn't help her out because I wanted to help her. But I hope she can find the money.
Two customers come into the pawn shop on a noble mission of freedom. However, Ashley lets them down easily, but at least they take it better than most customers in this video.
Pawn shop because we, is in need of money. And we're trying to pawn this VCR and this TV.
Okay, when you put it on there like that,
you ain't seen no income.
you wouldn't. Where's the income? You want to go to the
So
what?
I was ready for them to have a full-out brawl out there.
Get your ass on somewhere.
No, get your ass on, hockey ass. I tell all ladies and everything.
Can I help you guys? Why are you guys fighting?
I kicked this. What he said, it was offensive.
Yeah, we're pretty looking good for TV. Sell it. Actually, yeah, we gonna pawn this. No, the TV didn't get dropped.
Come on.
It works. $20. All right, 20 will work.
Hey, you can each get 10.
Oh, you agree now?
All right, just give it to this gentleman. We're gonna do this for 20. Just go online, get your ticket, and get your cash.
This is a general conversation.
Okay, well, we still in a relationship though.
Tiffany, seriously, maybe you should go in the parking lot and just wait for him.
You're right. I am gonna ring the parking lot.
That was really pretty. I like that.
A chaotic couple barely makes it to the pawn shop before smashing one of their items in an argument. The couple is more sad than shocked that they've rendered their items worthless.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing all right. I've got a ring I want you to take a look at for me.
You know what it is?
They're diamonds.
They're not diamonds. That's cubic zirconium and silver.
Okay.
I'm not interested.
I know what this is.
I'm telling you, I can't give you any money for it.
I know it has value, and I'm really, really upset right now.
So,
I've worked for an attorney. I know my rights. Don't touch me. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Oh yeah, what a gentleman you are. Anybody? Woman, what? Get me out of here. Get away. Get away.
4 times she hit me. Randy, 4 times? Why would I not give her money if it was worth it? I thought you were smiling when she was doing that.
This woman can't believe her diamonds are actually not diamonds. If you like seeing angry senior citizens, then this grandma's got you covered like a quilt.
So, I'm here to sell my yays and stuff.
Okay.
Cartier. I paid $5,300.
For these?
Yeah, I overpaid.
Uh-huh. They're fashion designer glasses. Really cool gold diamonds. For those particular frames, there's a huge demand, but not for that price. How much you want for these?
The lowest I'll take probably like 40 for it. All right, give me 35. You give me 35?
1,000.
What you mean? You making too much money now.
I sell this stuff cheap, man.
Look, I ain't pay 1,000 for these.
I know
feel
you
me?
didn't. I can feel you.
Well, dang, you don't feel me, you know what I mean?
I can feel you.
You see how he talking? Talking like a kid and
You don't know who the f I
Man,
am. You don't know where the f I was raised.
Like
and
I
you're just
said,
talking.
Well, flat out, man. I ain't leaving, dog.
Come on, baby. Young buck. What's up, baby?
Man, we out. You on that petty shit, dog. That petty ass money you offering. That's why ain't nobody with y'all. You feel me?
I feel you.
Les is offered a cool pair of glasses, but he knows they're not cool enough to be worth what the customer's asking. The customer doesn't take the news well at all.
Welcome to the channel, guys.
Okay. Oh my God. Get your hands off.
Blurry-faced guy.
We'll buy this and pawn this and that and give you $350 total.
Get set for a crazy moment in this pawn shop. The shopkeeper and a customer are going at it in a big argument, trying to make a deal or who knows what. But wait for it. Out of the blue, 2 dudes in fancy clothes with blurry faces bust in like old school detectives. The shopkeeper's scratching his head, clueless, but here's the kicker. Those blurry-faced guys are undercover detectives on a secret mission. It's like a scene straight out of a comedy movie.
The detectives have arrived. I need to tell them what's been happening and show them the evidence.
Hold on to your laughter because this is pure comedy chaos. The second those detectives waltz in, the shopkeeper's freaking out like he's been caught selling magical beans or who knows what. These detectives are all business, channeling serious Sherlock vibes after an espresso overdose. They're tearing through the shop like treasure hunters on a caffeine high, checking random stuff and maybe on the hunt for hidden treasures. Meanwhile, the poor shopkeeper's sweating bullets, desperately trying to keep his cool. It's like a real-life comedy suspense show unfolding before your eyes. Get ready for the wild ride of the century. These detectives, giving their best modern-day Sherlock and Watson vibes, decide to ramp up the drama with technology. It resembles they're on an investigator show marathon watch as they jump into the security camera film. As they replay quick forward and focus on each problematic little hiding spot in the shop, envision some strong, thrilling music playing behind the scenes. An investigator story with an innovative turn will keep you as eager and anxious as ever.
Do you think he was working with someone else?
If he was, it could be anyone.
Well, buckle up for the big reveal. The digital detectives uncover the mastermind. And guess who? It's our buddy Joe. Yep, good old Joe is the culprit behind all the missing stuff. These detectives don't waste a second. They slap handcuffs on Joe quicker than you can say guilty as charged. And just like that, the pawn shop transforms from a place of heated arguments to a full-blown crime scene. The shopkeeper, still in shock, watches as Joe gets escorted away by the police, handcuffs and all. The whole situation is so bonkers it can make anyone burst into laughter. It's like a comedy show with mix-ups, detectives with blurry faces, and a surprise twist. You'd be left thinking, did that seriously just happen? It's pure comedy gold, my friend. Comedy gold. A massive fraud. This one will truly astound you, so hold on to your chairs. The largest swindle to ever occur on the show, so far as people are aware, left everyone perplexed and alarmed. Basically, the boys said that someone from the shop had conned them.
She pawned 2 of our laptops, and she told us she was going to give us the money and the laptop.
To make a long story short, a woman pawned 2 of their laptops and then informed them that she knew someone who worked at the pawn shop and would give them the money and the laptops.
You pawned something?
Yes, she has the ticket.
When did you pawn it?
Today.
The males are left with nothing because she has their laptops, the money, and even the ticket to their belongings.
You at the back door, so you'd end up with the laptops and the money?
Yes.
It astonished Ashley and Seth as much as it shocked Les.
This girl told you one of my guys would meet you at the back door, so you'd end up with the laptop?
Les or anybody else was unable to stop it now. Les then thought of a strategy, though.
If you can find out which one of my employees, you give me the guy's name, I'll give you the computers.
At that point, the youngster had a glimmer of optimism and left, believing that perhaps they could apprehend the employee.
Well, let me tell you something. We've been scammed before, and I will not be scammed again.
Les then requested that Ashley look up the buyer of each laptop they had that day on their background. Les realized something had clicked when she spent the entire day going through them and finding nothing. You're able to witness it.
You'll get the money and the laptops. You go, hell yes, let's do it.
Thus, these children were not the victims themselves. Instead, they had been attempting to con them all along.
Well, here's the way it works. Nobody gets out of pawn without paying for it, and nothing goes out the back door.
This time, they weren't duped either, although the kids did cause Ashley and the others a lot of worry during the day. The bag. Imagine this super funny video with a lady who's basically playing the I'm lost in a bag shop game at a crowded mall. So there's this awesome comedian pretending to be her, right? She strolls in like she just landed from Mars, completely clueless.
Yeah, okay, I went to get my purse back to make my payment.
Then, out of the blue, she locks eyes with a black bag, and boom! She's convinced it's her long-lost twin, with a mix of determination and total confusion.
That's my purse right there. That one right there, the black one. So I want to know why it's out there.
She marches over to the lady in charge, ready to solve the mystery of the twin bags. It's like a comedy treasure hunt in a bag store, and you're in for a hilarious ride. Get ready to laugh your socks off.
Here's the money. I want the purse. That bag was never in pawn.
Now get this, the shopkeeper, a comedic genius with timing that's spot on, coolly spills the beans. She says, hey, this bag's not yours. But oh no, our lady on a mission won't back down.
That's not your purse. How do you know it's not my purse? Because that purse has been out there. Let me see it.
With this epic confidence, she declares, no way, this bag and I go way back. They're like childhood buddies. And here's the best part.
You want to buy it? I I just want to look at it and make sure it's not mine.
She throws down the ultimate challenge. Bet you this bag, if it's not mine, I'll hand it over. But trust me, it's practically family. It's like a comedy duel in a bag shop, and you won't believe how hilarious it gets.
Oh my God. Get your hands off.
Meet Cam, the scene stealer of the century. Picture this, chaos in the bag shop, and here comes Cam, our superhero security guard. He's like, hold my coffee, and smoothly escorts the determined bag enthusiast off the counter.
Have a nice day. Let's go. Walk yourself out, yo.
You.
Walk
But wait, she's clinging to her bag like it's a ticket to a comedy show. The laughs hit the roof as Cam keeps his poker face while chaos reigns. This video's a comedy roller coaster. And Cam, the unsung hero, it's a laugh-out-loud male adventure that you don't want to miss.
Just hit with that pole, right? Go.
Bitch,
Go where you got to go.
I'm gonna kick your ass. You wait.
Sign of free cash.
I was trying to find out because your sign is saying that I can get 30 days.
In the pawn shop sitcom, the worker dazzles the customer with the prospect of a 30-day cash fiesta. The seller, with a classic "How can I help you" line, unwittingly opens the door to financial freedom hilarity. It's a tale of interest-free loans, dollar storage fees, and a comedy of errors that promises 30 days of pawn shop shenanigans.
But that's not what the y'all sign is saying.
Misreading it.
No, you're misreading it.
The customer attempts a 30-day free cash caper, armed with a misinterpreted sign. The seller, caught in the crossfire, insists it's an interest-free loan bonanza, not a free cash party. Cue the comedic chaos as the customer points fingers, and the pawn shop sign becomes the unintentional star of a sitcom episode gone haywire.
I need my cash. It says it right here. Free cash.
The customer demands free cash like a rock star on tour. The seller, armed with the reality of interest-free loans, faces a barrage of demands. The customer, teetering on the edge of pawn pandemonium, enlists a surprise ally, a sassy woman who jumps in the scene like a comedy superhero. Cue the applause for this unexpected twist in the cash crusade. In the side-splitting aftermath, the pawn shop saga spills into the parking lot, where the customer and seller engage in a hilariously awkward brawl. Amidst a flurry of ass cracks and elbows, the spectacle unfolds, leaving the bystanders in stitches. The door slams and the customer vows a dramatic return with an unforgettable "I'll be back" exit line. Comedy gold in the pawn shop arena. Antique computers.
Got some equipment here.
Yeah.
We need some money. We're going to out west.
In the pawn shop time machine, two hunters strut in with ancient computer relics. The seller, bewildered by their outdated tech, questions if they're stuck in the 80s. The hunters, claiming they've wiped out all of Michigan's deer, aim for a whopping $900.
So how much are you looking for?
About $900.
The price tag triggers more shock than a retro computer's boot-up sound.
What I can offer you is zero.
Zero.
Comedy sequel, the hunters scoff at the initial offer of $0 for their ancient artifacts. The hunters, expecting treasure, get a lesson in antique appraisal, leaving the shop echoing with laughter and $0 dreams.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
You too.
In the aftermath of the failed computer barter, the hunters drop to an $800 offer, met with a swift and resounding zero from the pawn shop. ZZ Top, mistaken for Detroit's antique appraisers, exits empty-handed. The seller consoles himself with a printer sacrifice to the dumpster gods.
I thought it was you, man.
Oh, that's good.
Ending the scene with a comedic crash and a touch of musical confusion.
You people.
Plump man. In Hardcore Pawn, Les Gold faces off with a cheerful, plump customer aiming to sell a watch for his wife's anniversary. Les, ever witty, discovers it's their anniversary too. The old man deadpans 25 years, prompting Les to hilariously inquire, "How many happy years, man?" Laughter ensues in this pawn shop comedy. Too bad the shopkeeper shuts it down quicker than a bad punchline, not willing to spend a dime on what he thinks is a phony watch. Talk about a comedy of errors in the pawn shop.
It's fake. I'm not interested.
Let me see what you got in watches and take.
Now brace yourself for the ultimate comedy meltdown. Our plum seller cranks up the chaos meter, throwing wild threats about the shopkeeper's wife and claiming he's seen her somewhere.
You're married, right?
I am.
This triggers the shopkeeper, turning the whole scene into a chaotic carnival.
There's two things you don't talk about. What's that? My wife and my family.
In the blink of an eye, security guards swoop in, snatch our hefty hero, and give him the grand exit, escorting him out like the star of an unexpected sitcom. Guess what? Our main guy, kicked out of the shop like a party crasher, hits the street with a style only he can pull off. It's like a comedy buffet that'll have you grinning like you just discovered the ultimate joke. Get ready for hilarious adventure. Need help? Video, there's this super hyper dude who charges into a shop, making a fuss like it's the biggest emergency. And get this, he decides a random table is his new chill zone. No rules, no worries, just pure wackiness. Get ready to laugh your socks off. Get a load of this to hit the road. But guess what? He's on a whole different planet. Watches. Get ready to giggle. So there's this new lady in the shop who's decided to be a rebel. She goes all sneaky and puts the shop's watches up for sale online without telling, confidently struts away, leaving the staff scratching their heads like, did that just happen? It's a hilarious roller coaster and you won't stop laughing.
You weren't as big of a bitch. I was wrong. Excuse me? Get the out of here.
Get set to lol. This funny video is like a crazy ride with surprises, silliness, and a hint of madness that'll have you laughing without a pause. The twists and turns make it a hilarious and chaotic experience for anyone lucky enough to catch the shop's wild antics. Brace yourself for a good laugh as you watch the madness unfold in the side-splitting comedy script style video.
What did she say?
That I am the bitch. Get the out of here.
Penny pincher. Get ready to chuckle. This hilarious video is all about a super energetic girl trying to convince her super penny pincher dad to hire more security for their shop. She's all passionate like, "Dad, we need extra protection." But oh boy, her dad's like, "Nah, that's just throwing money away."
Adding an extra night security guard is an expense we don't need.
Dad, I just don't understand.
The funniest part? When the argument gets so wild, the girl pretends to be super angry and storms out of the room. It's silly, it's amusing, and you'll be laughing your socks off at their crazy fight.
Every single time I have an idea and I bring it to your attention, he then has to walk in.
Hold on to your funny bone. This comedy video is pure chaos when the staff walks out, and surprise, the roof is missing.
Peel the roof off?
Yeah, they peeled the roof.
Yep, someone peeled it away like a giant banana. Imagine the team head scratching in disbelief. Their shop literally got unroofed.
The alarm company called. They thought it was a false alarm.
Is anything missing?
I have no idea.
Now, here comes the kicker. They start worrying it might be a sneaky robbery. Cue the panic as they sprint to check the CCTV, hoping to catch the audacious roof peeler in action. Get ready for a laughter-packed roller coaster as they dive into this hilarious investigation. Get ready to laugh in this super funny video.
They got two guys. So they get through the internet room, jump in.
The staff at a quirky shop freaks out when they find out someone peeled off the roof for a supposed robbery. Total chaos, right? So they go all detective and check the CCTV footage. But wait for it. Turns out, not one, not two, but three guys break in. And here's the kicker.
Looks like they grabbed the coat right there and then out.
So these guys could have been part of a three-man team.
One of them ends up hiding inside the fridge. It's like a comedy show gone wild, leaving the staff scratching their heads and everyone else in stitches. You won't believe the crazy twist in this comical caper.
We got broken into last night. Took it for a coat and ran out.
I told you that security should have been here at night.
Stolen microphone. The seller, baffled, asked when they were taken off the rack. It's a funny scene of concert chaos turned into a pawn shop jackpot, where microphones become rock star souvenirs, and the friend is the accidental hero of the day.
Microphones I picked up from a concert last night.
The person insists the microphones were flung into the concert crowd, a spontaneous catch. The seller, eyebrows raised, gets an unexpected call from American Jewelry about missing microphones. It's a classic mix-up where concert souvenirs turn into an unintentional pawn shop investigation, leaving everyone wondering how the microphones took an unexpected detour.
I'm from American Jewelry. I have a gentleman down here.
A mad girlfriend. Welcome to the whirlwind of pawn shop hilarity. Our unsuspecting star walks in aiming for a ring appraisal and potential pawn deal. Little did they know, they were about to join the ranks of pawnshop legends in a tale of marital madness.
I wanted to get it appraised, see how much it might be worth.
Okay.
Hold on to your hat. Drama unfolds as accusations of ring-napping soar, plunging the spouse into an emotional roller coaster over the disappearance of their precious bling. The tension is so palpable, you could carve it with a jeweler's precision.
Okay, when I give you an appraisal, that's not how much I'm gonna give you in pawn.
Okay.
But hold on, our hero clarifies, I'm here for an appraisal, not to pawn. Q gasps in the realization that pawnshop language got lost in translation. The spouse is in disbelief, and we can almost hear dramatic music building up in the background.
You wanted an appraisal on this ring.
Plot twist, the ring allegedly transformed into bike parts? Is this a pawnshop or a two-wheeled saga? Accusations fly faster than a speeding bike, plunging us into a marital showdown. Why'd you take my ring? Echoes through the pawnshop halls.
Why'd you take my ring?
Well, I wanted to see how much it was worth.
Our hero is left flabbergasted, caught in the crossfire of accusations and domestic mayhem. I just wanted to know its worth, they exclaim, trying to defuse the explosive situation. But alas, emotions rage on.
Yesterday you said you needed bike parts and didn't have the damn money. And all of a sudden you got my damn ring.
Unexpectedly, a wild punch appears. The spouse transforms from the drama unfolds. They assert their right to park no matter the odds. Suddenly,
I'm patiently telling you, dude, park your spots out.
Meanwhile, our hero, undeterred, asserts, I'm not going nowhere, as if the van gods themselves had bestowed upon them a divine parking mission. In a shocking turn of events, our hero literally stops, drops, and rolls on the store carpet, leaving everyone perplexed. The guy in the refrigerator. In this episode of Hardcore Pawn, we are taken to the time when a crazy man entered the shop, and when no one was looking, he took refuge in the refrigerator for reasons unknown. Thankfully, this man had spotted the crazy man and went to Ashley and others to let them know. At first, no one would believe him, but by the looks, he looked quite genuine, so they followed him up to the spot where the fridge was. Still hardly believing the man, they went to open the fridge, and boom! The man was curled up inside, about to make the refrigerator its new cozy little home.
I don't know what y'all doing over here. There's some other in the refrigerator.
What?
The whole situation was so absurd that not a single person in the whole shop could believe that there was a whole person hiding inside there. Good thing that they have security in the shop, so the man got what he deserved.
What the are you doing?
Fake earrings. Two sassy black queens strut into the pawn shop, flaunting earrings worth $350. The seller, bewildered, questions their cash craving. They snap back.
How you doing?
Good.
I'm here to pawn these earrings.
Okay.
Honey, our financial drama is an Oscar-winning secret. The seller innocently inquires about the swearing, prompting the girl to unleash a verbal firework.
Trying to get $350 for them.
Why do you need the money?
It's none of your business why I need the money.
As he fumbles to record the chaos, he realizes these queens can turn from pawn shop patrons to drama divas faster than his slowest sale. Talk about a speedy emotional roller coaster.
Why are you swearing at me?
Because you asking me why I'm coming in here to handle my business.
In the midst of the jewelry saga, it's a linguistic roller coaster. The seller's ears are bombarded with jewelry, loan me my money, and a kid-eating crisis.
What does my sign say?
Jewelry and loan. This jewelry, loan me my money. I got to feed my kid.
The drama unfolds faster than a soap opera, leaving him nervously counting non-existent diamonds. Talk about a pawn shop sitcom.
Man, you getting on my nerves, dog.
How'd you get
You
this?
ain't even looked at my
Do you know that these aren't real?
In the sizzling pawn shop showdown, the women insist their earrings are as real as their sass. The seller, sweating in the La Cote, tries to diplomatically handle the diva duo. It's a battle of bling, attitude, and a heat wave, all under the watchful eye of leather-clad thermometers. Comedy gold.
How the you gonna tell me just by looking at my that they not real?
They're not real.
As the Queen of Sass declares her exit, she throws shade like confetti. Insults rain down, targeting the seller's wrinkled-up hair and questionable fashion choices. With a parting shot about a jury and long bow ass, she exits, leaving the pawn shop in stitches and the seller questioning his life choices.
I ain't leaving this till you give me my money. I need my mother dead.
Coloring book. Ashley enters confidently, challenging authority. Seth tries to manage the chaos. Tension rises as they clash, leaving everyone puzzled.
Don't come in here thinking that you know everything and you're shirt. Like,
I didn't know
you should
anything.
go off and like run back to Hawaii where you bought that shirt.
Unearthed Gems, a JFK coloring book from '62, and a Frank Zappa one from '82. Mom's surprise drawer is found. Now, the shop's in for a laugh, unraveling the tale behind these quirky relics.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a John F. Kennedy coloring book from 1962 and a
Laugh out loud scene as the seller confesses to buying a Frank Zappa coloring book at 25, never cracking it open. Now, with 3 daughters in college, it's a hilarious quest for cash. The quirky relics become the center stage for a funny exchange in the pawn shop.
So why do you want to get rid of it since you loved him so much?
well, I have 3 daughters in college and I need money.
The negotiation dance continues as the seller justifies prices, leaving room for haggling. Tension rises comically as the buyer feels snapped at. The shopkeeper offers a research break, declaring, "I'm not in a hurry," in this pawn shop sitcom starring quirky characters.
Okay, do you want to give me some time to do a little research on this,
You can
or?
have all the time you need. I'm not in a hurry.
The plot thickens as Ashley discovers the price coloring book online for $8.75, triggering a hilarious spat.
I didn't say any of that
Can you read that? $8.75.
So make me an offer.
0.
She hilariously expresses her dismay, accusing the customer of rushing and shoving a phone in her face.
I'm looking at the one that he wanted $50 on, and I pull it off, and it says $8.75.
The bickering ensues, with both claiming they're not married, adding an amusing layer to the pawn shop sitcom.
I have to take him out this way. That's how much he pissed me off.
In the ongoing pawn shop drama, Ashley delivers a sassy retort to the customer, suggesting he adds value nowhere and jokes about returning to Hawaii. The banter continues as another worker calls out Ashley for being rude.
I think you're disgusting and rude. I didn't say any of that to
Can you
you.
read that? $8.75.
Leading to a comical exchange where Ashley dismisses them to focus on yourself. The workplace comedy unfolds with quirky characters and witty comebacks.
Well, you don't add value to the organization.
I have one. Well, thank you so much. But the next time you sign my paycheck, you can tell me how to work.
Parking lot. Cue the workplace alarm. The notorious parking lot gambler is back, and the office crew is on high alert. With a battle cry of "Let's go get him!" they embark on a mission to catch the elusive man of many lands, or as they dub him, that lady Pakistan. Office drama just hit the jackpot.
What gambling again in the parking lot?
Meet Robert Robertson, the maestro of sports memorabilia, introducing himself to Dennis in a pawn shop saga. The plot thickens as he unveils a treasure trove of Detroit Lions autographs salvaged from his sister's basement flood. Forget superheroes, this guy's heroics involve rescuing signatures during a Union picket line water ballot.
All right. Here's Robert.
Robert,
Nice to
I'm
meet
Dennis.
you.
Nice to
Nice
meet you.
Dennis. Yeah, I got an item here. You might be interested in.
In the wild world of pawn shops, Dennis is hit with a first, an NFL labor strike poster. As Robert pitches his Union picket line relic, Dennis, caught between fandom and frugality, contemplates the value. It's a negotiation dance where even the poster's wrinkles have a say, and Dennis dreams of a dad who'd splurge on a heartbeat.
What, Steve Bacchus? This is the first time a guy actually brought in an NFL labor strike poster.
Dennis and Seth, the dynamic pawn shop duo, are advised to step up their deal-closing game. In the battle of signatures, Robert's pitch clashes with Dennis's detective skills. It's a showdown of history versus water stains, where even a tear is more drama than a soap opera. Selling history hard, selling water-stained history a comedic challenge.
One just like this mint though, and he got $950 for it.
Right, so if that was mint, why would you want $1,000 for this?
In this hilarious haggling carnival, the pawn shop pros are on their knees, throwing cash offers at Robert for the water-stained NFL labor strike poster. It's a dollar dance-off with Dennis and Seth, and they're juggling 20s like it's a comedy club. In the end, it's 520s that win the bid, leaving Robert with a pocket full of paper and the pawn shop crew high-fiving over their historic steal.
$75?
No way.
Offering you just $100 cash money right now would make it.
Gold earrings. In the golden world of earrings, Ashley and the customer embark on a carrot quest. The earrings sparkle, but the price tag dims the shine. The customer eyeing the digits suggests a hilarious plot twist, an exchange proposal that could turn this jewelry journey into a comedic barter ballet.
I was looking for some gold earrings.
You are in the right department.
In the dazzling dance of earrings and dollar signs, the customer flips the script with an exchange proposal. Ashley, the jewelry juggler, contemplates the weight of the situation, hoping those earrings don't tip the scales against her. It's a hilarious jewelry version of Let's Make a Deal, where carrots and comedy collide.
Well, what we can do is I can take those and apply money towards these.
In the comedy club of carrots, Ashley drops the punchline, a whopping $500 for the desired earrings. The customer expecting an exchange extravaganza faces the reality check.
Okay, so what I can do for you today, I can apply $40 towards these.
I paid $500 for those. What do you mean? You can't do an exchange?
Ashley, the weight wizard, spills the carrot beans, revealing that these earrings are more featherweight than a dieting hummingbird. It's a priceless jewelry negotiation that has the audience and the scales in stitches.
Okay, I can't give you $500.
Why you can't?
Because it's not worth.
In this comedy climax, the customer unleashes carrot chaos, insisting her earrings are weightlifting champions. The tension escalates as she dubs Ashley Boo, but a touch sets off a mini drama.
I know how much these cost, boo-boo.
Because you screamed that you're gonna get you more money, boo-boo.
The pawn shop becomes a carrot battleground, and Ashley's final offer of $175 is the punchline that sends the customer storming out, leaving the jewelry saga in a carrot cloud of comedy.
Everybody else good. Pose made you
Fake diamond. In this wild pawn shop showdown, two characters storm in like a tornado, armed with an attorney and a demand for $900. The seller, caught off guard, awkwardly requests a card while the attorney seems more like a background dancer in a chaotic legal dance. It's a scene where negotiations are more like a comedy sketch, leaving everyone wondering if they stumbled into a legal circus.
I got my lawyer with me. This is wrong.
Show me your card.
I don't have a card with me.
My attorney.
Customer unveils a questionable earring, claiming it turned his ear into a rainbow. The seller, armed with skepticism and a keen eye, dissects the earring, declaring it a fake diamond disaster.
So what do you want to do today? You want me
Can
to
I get
figure
my money
out?
back?
You want me to figure out why your ear's turning a different color?
Is that a real diamond?
Enter the legal cavalry. The customer brandishes a lawyer in the name of mismatched receipts and the ear that turned technicolor. It's a jewelry malfunction turned legal circus, and the pawn shop is now the stage for hilarious gemstone saga.
This is not the correct earring for the receipt.
Chaos ensues as the customer brandishes a jewelry store receipt like a wizard spell. The attorney, a sidekick in this legal circus, demands a refund for the rebellious earring. The seller, caught in the crossfire, faces threats of escorting and leg knocking, all while insisting they won't budge. It's a legal showdown where the only guarantee is a laugh-out-loud twist around every shiny corner of the pawn shop arena.
The earring does not match the description.
What you mean? So you saying now I just brought an earring in?
The customer, armed with a kaleidoscope ear and a refund demand, insists the seller turn around and walk that butt out the door. The seller, invoking a hint of pawn shop diplomacy, proposes a negotiation dance, but warns, keep your butt back there. Cue the dramatic soundtrack, man, it's a comedy in motion. An evil woman anthem echoing through the pawn shop arena.
Get out.
Yeah, you know, took my money, just sold me a bold earring.
Golden State Warrior ring.
I just got engaged, and I heard you had a 75 Golden State Warriors ring, and I was thinking that would be perfect for my fiance.
This man came into the shop to buy something, which is odd because most people come into the shop to sell something. This man, on the other hand, was interested in Rick's 1975 Golden State Warriors ring, but Rick was unable to but laugh at this.
Rocco, will you grab me that ring?
Sure.
That is a brave man that would give his fiance a championship ring.
Even though Rick keeps on laughing, asking why the man is giving a ring like this to his fiance, we understand that the buyer isn't pleased with Rick's antics.
So what I did was I brought pictures of another 75 Golden State Warriors ring.
The buyer produced photos of another Golden State Warriors ring and attempted to match them, which they did. Then he asked if it was a genuine diamond and if Rick had checked it. Rick told him that the stone was genuine.
Perfect. Have you tested the diamond?
Oh, yeah, it's a real diamond.
It's a real diamond, okay.
The buyer then proceeded to use his own tester to determine whether or not the diamond was genuine, as he was a collector and dealer of sports memorabilia himself. But as he went to test the diamond, it didn't pass.
It's not testing.
That's because you have a really cheap tester.
So Rick stepped in with his own tester, which of course revealed that the diamond was genuine. Even though Rick was irritated by the whole thing, he chose to be courteous to the man.
First fine on mine.
Okay, I will trust that.
The buyer requested for the amount after the ring had been tested, which Rick believed to be $11,500. The purchaser, on the opposite hand, had a budget of $5,000.
Any
11 grand, that's what I can do.
That's your bottom line?
Yeah, best price.
Because Rick refused to go any lower than $11,000, the buyer was forced to leave the business unhappy and empty-handed.
I didn't think he was going to go 5,500, but I thought, he'd work with me a little bit. But he seemed like he wanted to punch me in the face.
Wells Fargo safe deposit box.
What do we have here?
Well, we got a Wells Fargo strong box.
This man arrived with a Wells Fargo safe, an antique ball and chain, and a couple ancient handcuffs. The seller was asking roughly $2,000 for everything in the package.
All right, well, tell me about these things.
This ball and chain right here actually comes from the human prison. It's the oldest prison in the state of Arizona.
Folsom Prison was Arizona's oldest prison, and the handcuffs belonged to it since the late 1800s.
Here's my concerns. When they forged chains back in the 1800s, it was just hot welding together.
At that time, it was all performed by the blacksmith, but the chains that the man brought in were all electronically forged. Not only that, but Rick had another major problem.
Never in the history of any prison did they ever have their name put on the balls.
What Rick was saying was that everything the man brought in was false, but the seller was not ready to believe Rick.
It's fake.
What makes you an expert on this stuff?
I've been buying and selling this stuff my entire life.
Even if the contents of the package were phony, there was a chance that the box itself was not. So Rick made a deal for the box and left the rest.
Box, I'll give you $400 for it.
I want $1,200 for it.
No, you don't.
And the transaction was completed for $400.50. The seller left, and Rick subsequently decided to consult with an expert about what he had purchased.
Okay. 19th century strongbox, Wells Fargo.
Following a thorough examination of the box, the expert asked Rick the following question.
First things first. Have you already bought this?
The box was just as false as the other items Rick did not purchase, and the expert agreed.
It's a complete fake.
Damn it, Rick.
Mystery guy.
Right there.
Here they come again.
Hang on to your hats, folks, because we're diving into one wild tale. Picture this, a mysterious dude looking like a secret agent casually strolls into a pawn shop, acting like he owns the place. The shopkeeper, eyes wide open, can't help but stare at this walking enigma. I mean, who wouldn't? He's like a riddle on two legs. Now brace yourselves for the craziness escalates. Our mystery guy isn't flying solo. He's got not one, but two ladies in tow, a trio causing a ruckus. They swagger up to the counter, and out of nowhere, the guy dramatically declares that the ticket he's waving is faker than a rubber chicken. Everyone in the shop, imaginary files included, gasps in surprise.
Her on the ring, or get the ring back. She's got a receipt.
Let me explain to you. This is a counterfeit ticket.
Hold on to your giggles. The shopkeeper, smelling something fishy, turns into a detective. With a sneaky grin, he tells the trio to chill and confidently says, "I'll prove it's a fake." The suspense builds as he brings out the real ticket, examining both like he's some ticket art connoisseur.
This is the amount of numbers that are here.
Okay.
Number 2 is state law mandates.
Hold on to your funny bone. The shopkeeper spots the differences quicker than yelling "fake alert" with a big old grin. He declares, "Nice try, folks, but your ticket is faker than Monopoly money." Cue the imaginary mic drop in the background. But whoa, Nelly, the trio isn't throwing in the towel just yet. They get into an energetic discussion, pointing fingers, thrashing arms, and hollering as though they're contending in a yelling challenge. It resembles something out of a sitcom, and you can't resist the urge to chuckle at the idiocy. In the grand finale, our mysterious guy and his partners in crime admit defeat. Looking a tad embarrassed and probably feeling a smidge silly, they storm out of the pawn shop. The shopkeeper, now a hero in counterfeit ticket detection, is left with a bunch of baffled onlookers. And there you have it, a hilarious adventure that's weirder than fiction and funnier than a clown on a unicycle. Comedy gold, my friends, comedy gold. Gun cabinet.
Well, it's a desk, but it's not really a desk. It's actually a gun.
So what this woman brought into the pawn store was not anything that was common. It appeared to be nothing more than a plain desk, yet it was far more than that.
It's a gun desk.
Yes, when you push down on the inkwell, a bullet fires out through the trapdoor.
When you press down on the inkwell, a bullet fires out through the trap door, and this desk transforms into a pistol when the time comes.
If I sell it, that's fine. If I don't, I'm okay with that too.
Thus, the merchant visited the business not exclusively to sell the weapon work area, yet additionally to figure out more about it. She needed to realize who possessed it, the way things were utilized, how old it was, and other such data.
I was trying to figure out how to open it and had a really good look inside it and said,
While hunting for a nice little desk, she came across this one. But when she got it home and attempted to open it up, that's where she discovered it wasn't what she thought it was.
I've seen desks with hidden gun compartments, but I've never seen a desk as a gun.
Rick thought it was something out of a James Bond movie, and he was so engrossed in it that he forgot he was actually pushing his face against a gun.
Do you mind if I have a buddy look at this thing? Because I am just completely lost here.
Not at all.
Rick believed it was best to have an expert look at it after taking a closer look, so he called one.
Gun. This is the gun.
What?
The master had never seen anything like it, and had no clue about what it was utilized for. Yet, in lieu of what he saw, the master reasoned that it was made somewhere in the range of 1890 and 1910, which was an issue. Even though he couldn't guarantee it, the Pawn Stars may buy it in a gray area.
Bring it to a gunsmith and have him professionally deactivate the mechanism. Then it can be legal to buy and sell.
The only way to buy and sell it legally is to take it to a gunsmith and have him deactivate the mechanism. Only then can it be simply and legally acquired and sold.
I wish I could help you out more. It's just one of those things. Thanks for bringing it in.
Oh, you're welcome.
Orange Bowl ring.
I decided to come to the pawn shop today to sell my Penn State Orange Bowl ring from 1973.
This individual then brought in an Orange Bowl ring from Penn State in 1973. He was in the shop trying to sell it since he needed the money for upgrading his house, and he reasoned that it must be valued at least $1,500.
Where'd you get this?
You know, I went to Penn State and guy down the hall played on the team, and he needed some money, and I bought it back then.
The seller claimed that one of the team members needed some cash and that the only thing he had was that ring. Thus, the man paid him the necessary funds and purchased this ring.
You know, it was Jeff Clark. He didn't play too much, but he was an outside linebacker for the team.
This particular ring belonged to a linebacker named Jeff Park, who was a member of the squad even though he didn't play much.
What are you looking to get out of it?
I'd like to get $1,500.
Okay.
Just as he previously stated, the man wanted $1,500, but Rick needed to examine the situation more carefully before making any moves to get the ring. It was then that he discovered that the ring had a problem.
The price is reasonable, but it's illegal for me to buy or sell anything when any identifying mark has been removed on an item.
The ring was cool, but it was also reasonably priced considering that the engraving makes it completely identifiable. It was no longer lawful for Rick to purchase or sell this ring after the engravings were taken out.
I'd be more than happy to buy it off you for $1,500. Problem is, it's like buying a car without a VIN number.
The seller was a little confused as to how the removal of a few inscriptions might make the ring illegal to purchase or sell. As a result, Rick and Corey had to thoroughly explain everything to him and let him know that despite their best efforts, they're unable to handle it.
All right, dude.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't do nothing with it.
Okay.
I know 1,001 people I could have sold this ring to and made it.
A fake bill.
I have some political memorabilia, the Secret Service ID for J. Howard McGrath, Attorney General of the United States.
This individual entered the pawn shop with a $10 bill that had several signatures on it, a White House pass, and several Secret Service IDs. He estimated 1,000 figures for each of these items, but before beginning to negotiate, Rick needed to learn more about them.
He was the chairman of the Democratic National Committee when Truman ran for president.
Rick was prepared to strike a deal after briefly discussing J. Howard McGrath, the Attorney General of the United States, and how influential he was in Washington politics. But there was a small issue.
You got some neat stuff here, and these three things right here, I really want to get checked out.
Rick checked everything and concluded that not just the dollar that the man had brought in was counterfeit. Rick had to see the expert to find out if he could purchase the other items since he had a hunch that doing so might be illegal.
You don't want. A counterfeit bill is not legal to own.
The expert said that the White House pass and the Secret Service ID were authentic and acceptable to purchase, but the fake banknote was a different thing.
Thanks for coming in, Mark.
Not a problem.
You're the best. Appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Now that the expert had left, Rick was prepared to strike a deal. Aside from the fake bill, he asked the vendor what else he wanted.
Yeah, I'll give you $500.
Got a deal.
All right. You want to write them up?
Yeah, sure.
The vendor left the store with the cash and the unauthorized bill after the trade was completed for $500. Hopefully he gave the Secret Service the counterfeit bill. Harley-Davidson.
You got any paperwork I can see on it, or?
Yeah, I got the title, but can we negotiate first or something? I mean...
Now, Corey's a seasoned pawnbroker, and his spidey senses tingled the moment the seller mentioned paperwork later. It wasn't the gleaming Harley-Davidson that raised an eyebrow. It was the seller's insistence on negotiation first, documents on hold. See, Corey's dealt with his fair share of shady characters, and a bike like this beauty attracts all sorts. So, with a polite but firm smile, Corey politely pushed back. Paperwork, he said, before we talk about the price. Standard procedure.
You got any paperwork I can see on it, or?
Yeah, I got the title, but can we negotiate first?
The seller's eyes flickered ever so slightly, and that was all Corey needed. Something wasn't kosher here. Now, Corey isn't just sharp, he's thorough. Those papers, discrepancies galore. Dates that didn't line up, VIN numbers singing a different tune. So Corey did what any responsible pawnbroker would do. He plugged those details into the good old computer system. What he found sent chills down his spine. Corey knew right then this wasn't just a sale. It was a potential police sting waiting to happen. Sure, the Harley was a head-turner, a chrome-plated masterpiece that could make angels weep. But for Corey, business wasn't about shiny toys. It was about integrity, about doing the right thing. And the right thing in this case meant making sure this beauty wasn't a stolen dream, someone else's heartache wrapped in leather and chrome. So, with a heavy heart and a clear conscience, Corey had to do what he had to do. Walk away from the deal, even if it meant letting that Harley roar out of his life and into the unknown. iPhone.
I just got this phone that I bought here like 2-3 days ago, and this don't work.
The bell above the pawn shop door jangled, and in walked a man clutching a sleek black phone. He announced, smooth as silk, that this beauty was a recent purchase, now sadly broken.
The camera don't work. It keeps freezing and like that.
He claims that it's just too irritating to use because the phone freezes frequently and the camera doesn't function.
Did you download a camera function?
No, it clearly got a camera. Why would I have to download it?
When it was questioned if he had downloaded the camera feature, he became very irate. If he's telling the truth, then why does this inspection set him off? And why was he even being questioned about getting the download? That isn't how it operates in any case.
You got your receipt?
No, I ain't got it with me. I ain't bring it.
First of all, we don't sell it.
We can decide right now whether the client is attempting to misdirect. Rich, the seasoned pawnbroker behind the counter, felt it too. That intuition honed by years of dealing with all sorts, that sixth sense for trouble, it was screaming at him. This wasn't just a customer with a broken phone. It was a game, a play in progress.
As soon as you give me that receipt, I can see what I can do for you.
I don't have my receipt. I just clearly told you that, man.
Clearly, you told me that.
So
Clearly, I have
we
to
need
tell
to
you
either fix this
that
or...
without the receipt, there's nothing I can do for you.
Rich yells, "Are you messing with me, man? You came for a new phone, but you don't have a receipt?" However, the man persists in insisting that all he's asking for is another phone.
If he said clearly one more time, I was going to clearly have to knock his freaking head off.
We're all aware that Rich needs the receipt. You, my man, are not.
Who sold the phone to you in the first place?
Somebody. He here.
When questioned who exactly had sold him the phone in any case, he quickly pointed at any random employee.
But we haven't had one of those up for sale since I've been here in 6 months.
I mean, I just seen you in 2 weeks.
Furthermore, it appears that the youngster he pointed at didn't know why he was being called for.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on over here. You can go back to selling that computer.
All Rich knows is that it's an iPhone, but he's more irritated by something else. What's more, clearly it was working out.
Can you go show him how it works? Take a picture out in the parking lot.
And then, like a burst dam, the story spills out. The phone wasn't his. The purchase was a shady deal in a back alley. The frustration wasn't with the camera. It was with the consequences. The cold sweat of a gamble gone wrong. With a sigh, Rich ushers in the man and his broken phone out of the shop. The heavy silence echoing their unspoken pact. The truth had been told, the game was over. That's all for our video. We hope you liked it. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for more videos like this. Share it with your family and friends. See you next time. Christina stealing money. Here's something curious happening. Les seemed to be very angry over that man. Don't know what that man was doing there and what he had done, which made Les angry. Let's see what will happen. Ant stole the leftover money. Everyone there is so angry. What is going to happen now? Les is curious as he is sure that Christina cannot do this kind of stuff alone. There must be some other people supporting her in his play. Les is taking it to extremes and asking again and again if there's another one with her.
Have you been working with any other employee?
No.
All alone without any knowledge of anybody else stealing from us, correct?
Oh God, he asked her to send her to jail if she did not speak the truth. Oh my God, things are getting worse. She's not telling anything. Mother-daughter fighting. So there's a woman coming with her daughter. She showed some pieces of bottle and a collection of stamps. According to her, it is worthy, but actually it is not. Les asked her that it is not that worthy. Oops, the mother got angry at Les, because for her, they are worth everything. What will happen now?
So what you got?
I got some really expensive stuff.
Show me.
Oh my God, the daughter charged a fire against her mother.
You better don't. No, you. Girl, what the hell wrong with you?
She triggered her and insulted her for her useless collections, and oh my God, look, they're about to have a deadly fight. Oh God, the mother scratched her daughter. Les is stunned.
They don't want get off my. What the is wrong with you?
The mother and daughter are having extreme fighting conditions. Everyone around is watching them. Les is stunned and did not have any idea that this would happen, or it might be very casual to them.
Get the up now.
Okay, the guard has been called. The mother is still beating her daughter well and doesn't want to argue anymore. Both are screaming at each other. The security guard is letting them out. Oh my God, how embarrassing and strange it is to see mother-daughter fighting like that. The security guard gets them out and everyone is laughing at them. Astonished Les.
I had to intervene.
Okay. You don't know who the
Man threatening Les. So a man entered the pawn shop and headed straight towards Les. Seems like it would be a happy deal with that cool customer. Okay, the man had an anniversary today, and so both are sharing some joys together. Seth and Les's fight. Les and Ashley seemed to be discussing some serious stuff. Felt like something serious had happened.
Giving a 40,000 square foot free-for-all back there? That's no policy!
What do you think brought us to here, Seth?
But Seth is not getting anything. They are having a fight. Owned the shop better than him. Les is stunned. Everyone around is listening and is terrified of what will happen now.
It's outdated. I can run this place better. I know exactly what needs to be done. I want the opportunity to run this place.
Les is going to take everything very seriously. God knows where that anger will lead both of them to. Les is tailoring Seth that he cannot do anything, and without Les, the pawn shop would close. No one can run the shop better than Les. But things are not getting cool. Seth yelled after Les and got out of the cabin. Ashley, listening to all this, is making fun. God, it is not that serious. Well, Les in his anger was constantly getting furious over that debate. Man got beaten by Les. Well, people, there came a black young boy towards Ashley's counter. Ashley asked him, "Greetings. So, is he here to sell something?"
So you want to just pawn it, right? Because you want to be able to get it back?
Yeah.
How much are you looking for?
Is this enough to pay rent?
Hope so. It will be a good deal for that man, until or unless something happens. He is here to sell the ring of his grandmother who just passed away. Well, a really sad news, but it won't affect the deal because business is always a business. He wants to sell this ring to have some money in order to make some funeral arrangements. Well, whatever the cause is, Ashley checked it out, and to surprise, it wasn't real.
Do you have anything else? Because this unfortunately is not real.
It is a fake gold, so it can't make money. This statement made the man angry. He started shouting how strange and creepy it is. He should not react this way. If the ring is not real gold, it is not someone's issue. He should take it out with himself. He started yelling at Ashley, and Ashley is just controlling herself.
I need to speak with somebody else because you irritate me flat out.
She does not want to create some mess, but he's not stopping. I think he wants to insult himself. It will make things go mad. He is extremely screaming and trying to hit her out. That crazy man is calling death. The guard came who held him up and set him onto the floor. He's trying to beat Ashley and getting over her.
Don't tell me what to do. Don't put your finger in my face.
Well, the guard is keeping him away. Les is here. Matter is gonna be very serious. That man is not understanding the matter, still trying to fight. Guard taking him out of the shop. Les is joined and is getting angry over that man. Les and the guard beat him and get him out. Oh my God, what a fight. That crazy man.